Beloved chosen one, stop for a moment. Do not scroll, none do not look away. You did not arrive here by accident, and this message did not reach you by chance. Something beyond algorithms, beyond timing, beyond human planning guided you here. Heaven has pressed pause on the noise around you because the clock is moving and your spirit already feels the weight of it. There is a holy pressure in the air, not to panic you, but to awaken you. This message is reaching you because time matters right now. You have always known you were different. Not better, not higher, but set apart. Even when you tried to blend in, something in you refused to shrink. You noticed injustice before others did. You felt spiritual heaviness in rooms where others felt comfortable. You carried questions, convictions, and burdens that were far heavier than your age or season. That difference isolated you, marked you, and sometimes wounded you. Yet it also preserved you. You are still here because your story is not finished. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. God is urging you because you are standing in a narrow window of decision. Not everyone is warned before a shift. Not everyone is interrupted before a turning point. But you were. That alone tells you how significant your obedience is in this hour. Heaven does not rush people who are replaceable. Heaven urges those who are essential. You have been delaying something you already know you must do. You felt the nudge weeks ago, maybe months ago. It started quietly, a whisper in your conscience, a restlessness you could not explain. You told yourself you needed more clarity, more confirmation, more stability. But deep down, you knew. Delay was not about confusion, it was about cost. Obedience would require you to let go of something familiar. And familiarity has a way of feeling safer than destiny. Do not do it. No matter the price, do not trade your calling for comfort. Do not numb your spirit to avoid a difficult step. You are not here to maintain peace with everything around you. You are here to align with truth. Even when truth disrupts, the pressure you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. You are being shaped for a weight that cannot rest on an undecided heart. You may feel torn right now, pulled between two directions. One path offers immediate relief, approval, and predictability. The other demands faith, courage, and surrender. This tension is not new, it is ancient, and heaven is watching how you respond to it. You are one decision away from alignment, but also one delay away from deeper confusion. Neutrality is not protection. Indecision is not safety. There are spiritual consequences to postponement that no one warns you about. When you delay long enough, conviction grows quieter. Sensitivity dulls. What once troubled you starts to feel normal. This is why God is urging you now. Before numbness replaces discernment, mercy is speaking, but mercy does not beg forever. This is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to rescue you. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 18, verse 21. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. This question is not accusation, it is invitation. Choose clearly. Choose fully. Half-hearted obedience will exhaust you, but wholehearted surrender will stabilize you. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be decisive. Heaven can guide a moving heart far more easily than a stalled one. Your yes does not have to be loud. It just has to be real. And when you choose alignment, strength follows and peace follows, direction follows. But first, there must be a choice. The reason this message carries urgency is because what comes next depends on what you do now. You are approaching a threshold. What you carry into the next season will be shaped by what you release in this one. God is urging you because He sees further than you do. He knows what awaits you beyond obedience. even if you cannot yet imagine it. If this message is speaking directly to your spirit, do not ignore that confirmation. Like this message so it can reach another chosen one who is wavering in silence. Share it with someone who is standing at their own crossroads. Subscribe and stay connected, because this is not a one-time warning. It is part of a larger calling being revealed step by step. And at the close of this moment, type 21 in the comments. Not as a ritual, but as a declaration that you choose clarity over confusion, obedience over delay, and God over indecision. The clock is moving, but grace is still calling your name. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. The urgency you feel is proof that heaven is still invested in you. This moment is mercy dressed as warning, love speaking firmly. What you choose now will echo forward, shaping doors, relationships, and authority you step into next. Stay still for a breath and listen inwardly. That quiet pull you feel is guidance, not fear. Trust it. Move with it. You are being repositioned, not punished. When you choose alignment tonight, you will look back and realize this was the moment everything quietly, powerfully changed. You did not imagine the resistance that followed you. It was real. From the moment you began to grow in awareness, something subtle pushed back against you. Opportunities stalled without explanation. Relationships shifted without warning. Doors that seemed open suddenly closed, and people who once celebrated you began to misunderstand you. This was not random misfortune. This was friction caused by purpose. You have spent years wondering why your path felt harder than others who seemed less sincere, less disciplined, less aware. You watched people cut corners and advance while you were slowed down by obstacles you could not name. At times, you questioned yourself, asking whether you were doing something wrong, whether you had missed God somewhere along the way. But the truth is more unsettling and more honoring. At the same time, you were being restrained, not rejected. There are seasons where heaven allows limitation as protection. You were held back not because you lacked ability, but because timing mattered. Had you arrived too early, you would have been crushed by weight you were not yet trained to carry. Had certain doors opened when you begged for them, they would have destroyed the tenderness of your spirit. So delay became discipline, isolation became instruction, silence became shaping. You were separated long before you understood why. While others built networks, you learned discernment. While others gathered crowds, you learned how to stand alone without losing yourself. That loneliness you felt was not abandonment, it was refinement. God was teaching you how to hear His voice without the noise of constant affirmation. He was training your inner ear. This is why distractions never fully satisfied you. You tried to lose yourself in work, in relationships, in entertainment, even in spiritual activity, but nothing lasted. Something always pulled you back inward, forcing you to confront questions you wanted to postpone. You were being prepared to lead yourself before you ever influence others. Authority without self-governance collapses. Heaven was building structure inside you. There were moments you almost quit, not dramatically but quietly. You lowered your expectations. You told yourself you would settle for less responsibility, less clarity, less impact. That was the most dangerous season, not because you rebelled, but because you grew tired. Weariness whispers lies that sound reasonable. It tells you that shrinking is wisdom, that silence is safety, that numbness is peace. But your spirit never fully agreed. You were halted because God saw the cost of letting you proceed unprepared. Some battles cannot be fought with passion alone. They require endurance. Some assignments demand a depth that only comes from being misunderstood and still choosing integrity. You were being anchored before being elevated. Roots first, visibility later. The resistance you faced also revealed something else. You carry authority that threatens systems built on compromise. Even when you were unsure of yourself, your presence exposed what others tried to hide. This is why certain environments rejected you without explanation. Light does not need to announce itself to cause discomfort. It simply arrives. You were also halted to confront patterns passed down to you. Cycles of fear, silence, self-abandonment, and over-responsibility did not begin with you, but they were meant to end with you. God does not only call individuals, He interrupts bloodlines, and interruption takes time. You had to see clearly what you were carrying before you could lay it down. There were lessons you could not skip. Discernment learned too quickly becomes judgment. Compassion without boundaries becomes exhaustion. Faith without testing becomes theory. So your path slowed. Your prayers felt unanswered. Your progress looked invisible, yet underneath something solid was forming. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 4. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter, so he made it again another vessel. As seemed good to the potter to make it, you were not discarded on the wheel. You were reshaped. The pressure you felt was the hands of a craftsman, not the blows of an enemy. You were halted because your assignment requires wholeness, not haste. God was protecting the future version of you from the current version's blind spots. He was aligning your inner life with the authority He intends to release through you. That kind of alignment cannot be rushed. Now you can begin to understand why the urging feels different this time. The restraint is lifting because the lesson has been learned. The pause is ending because the foundation is set. You are not stepping forward as the same person who once begged for movement. You are stepping forward with weight, awareness, and restraint. What once felt like punishment now reveals itself as precision. What once felt like delay now proves to be mercy. You were halted so you could stand when it mattered. And what lies ahead will require exactly what those quiet, painful, refining seasons placed within you. You are stronger than you realized because you were strengthened in hidden places. What felt like standing still was actually deep alignment happening beneath the surface. Now when you move, you will move with stability, not urgency, and with clarity, not confusion. Do not despise the seasons that slowed you down. They taught you how to remain anchored when momentum returns. The same hands that restrained you are now releasing you forward, with intention, timing, and authority you did not have before. There is a story etched into sacred history that reflects your inner life more clearly than you might expect. After generations of bondage, the people of Israel finally walked free. They had witnessed undeniable miracles. Chains shattered, the sea parted, guidance appeared in fire and cloud. Freedom was no longer a theory, it was reality. Yet when they stood at the edge of the land promised to them, fear rose louder than faith. They hesitated. They questioned what they had already been shown, and that hesitation reshaped their future. What was meant to be a short transition became 40 years in the wilderness. Not because the promise changed, but because their hearts did. Fear reframed giants as impossibilities. Delay masqueraded as caution, and every step of hesitation stretched time longer than it needed to be. The wilderness was not proof of God's absence. It was evidence of unfinished trust. This story is not distant or symbolic alone. It lives in everyday choices. You have stood at thresholds too, moments where clarity came, but courage did not immediately follow. You knew what step was required, yet fear asked for guarantees before obedience. You told yourself waiting was wise, that you needed more preparation, more confirmation, more security. And slowly, waiting became a habit. In modern life, wilderness seasons do not look dramatic. They look ordinary. You wake up, go to work, fulfill responsibilities, smile when required. Nothing is falling apart, yet nothing is fully alive. You are free from what once bound you, but not fully walking in what calls you. This in-between place feels safer than risk, but it quietly drains your spirit. The wilderness provides just enough to survive, never enough to transform. The Israelites had food, but no inheritance, direction, but no destination, structure, but no fulfillment. In the same way, you may have stability without purpose, routine without passion, motion without progress. You are moving, yet not arriving. Fear rarely commands outright retreat. It suggests delay. It encourages you to wait until conditions improve, until you feel stronger, until the timing feels perfect. But fear always asks for more time, and time, when misused, becomes a thief. Days blur together, seasons pass. You look back and realize you have been circling the same internal terrain far longer than expected. What makes the wilderness dangerous is not discomfort, but familiarity. Over time, wandering feels normal. You adjust your expectations downward. You learn to live without the fullness you once imagined. Dreams soften into thoughts. Convictions fade into preferences. You stop asking hard questions because answers would demand movement. Heaven addressed this directly. According to what is revealed in the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 34. For 40 years, 1 year, for each of the 40 days you explored the land, you will suffer for your sins and know what it is like to have me against you. This was not spoken in anger, but in truth. Delay carried weight. Hesitation had consequences. Time itself became the teacher. This verse is sobering because it shows that extended wandering was not caused by lack of promise, but by lack of trust. The land was ready, the timing was right. What was missing was decision. And when decision is postponed long enough, momentum is lost. Courage dulls. Faith becomes memory instead of movement. You may recognize this pattern. You revisit the same conversations in your mind. You pray about the same issues year after year. You sense a quiet conviction to change, but fear negotiates a later date. Over time, your spirit grows tired, not because God stopped speaking, but because obedience kept being delayed. The wilderness does not trap you suddenly. It absorbs you slowly. You intend to pass through, but end up building routines there. Comfort replaces calling. Familiarity replaces faith. And one day, you realize you have been surviving where you were meant to conquer. Yet this message is not delivered to condemn you. It is delivered because awareness signals readiness. You are hearing this now because you are capable of choosing differently. You are not meant to repeat cycles endlessly. You are meant to cross over. In everyday terms, this means confronting conversations you have avoided. It means releasing patterns that feel safe but small. It means choosing obedience before certainty. Forward movement always feels risky to fear, but it feels relieving to the spirit. Your unease is not a warning to stop, it is an invitation to move. There comes a moment when delay is no longer neutral, not because God withdraws grace, but because time continues regardless. Opportunities shift, seasons change. What once required courage now requires regret to acknowledge. The wilderness does not end by accident, it ends by decision. If this message has revealed a place where you have been circling instead of advancing, respond with intention. In the comments, Write this brief declaration: I choose forward. These words are not symbolic alone. Naming direction breaks stagnation. Choosing forward reminds your spirit that wandering is no longer acceptable. You are closer to the land than fear suggests. The question is not whether the promise exists. The question is whether you will step toward it before another season passes. When you write, I choose forward, you are not claiming perfection or fearlessness. You are declaring that delay no longer governs you. You are naming direction. Forward means movement with God, even while afraid, trusting that obedience unlocks clarity as you go. This moment you are standing in is like a narrow bridge suspended between what was and what will be. Behind you is familiar ground, cracked, dry, predictable. Ahead of you is something you cannot fully see yet, only sense. Heaven calls this moment an intervention window. It is not loud. It does not force you. It waits, quietly powerful, like dawn before sunrise. If you blink, you miss how much is changing. Mercy often arrives disguised as interruption. Plans get delayed. Comfort gets shaken. Certainty slips through your fingers, not to harm you, but to reposition you. Think of a shepherd gently redirecting a sheep away from a cliff. From the sheep's perspective, the tug feels inconvenient. From heaven's perspective, beyond it is rescue. What you thought was disruption has been direction all along. You are not late, you are precisely on time for this window. But windows do close, not in cruelty, but in order. Just as seasons shift without asking permission, spiritual opportunities move with divine timing. Snow melts when it is time. Fruit ripens when it is ready. And intervention comes when the soul can finally hear. Picture a train platform just before departure. The doors are open, the conductor is watching. Everything is prepared. The only missing element is movement. This is not about rushing, it is about readiness. You do not need to run, you need to step. Heaven is patient, but it does not drag people into destiny. It invites them. Many miss these windows because they expect fireworks. They wait for certainty so loud it drowns out fear. But heaven usually whispers, a repeated thought, a gentle conviction, a restlessness that refuses to settle. The voice is calm, but persistent. If ignored long enough, it grows quiet not because it stopped speaking, but because your attention moved elsewhere. This is why discernment matters now. Discernment is not just recognizing danger, it is recognizing opportunity. The enemy tries to convince you that nothing is happening, that this is just another message, another moment. But your spirit knows better. Something in you leaned forward when you heard these words. That leaning is awareness awakening. Intervention windows often arrive when life looks ordinary. Bills still need paying. Responsibilities still exist. Nothing externally screams miracle, yet inwardly, alignment is taking place. Think of a seed buried underground. To the surface, nothing seems to change, but beneath, everything is shifting. Roots spread, strength forms, timing aligns. Pull the seed up too early, and you kill it. Leave it buried forever, and it never fulfills its purpose. You are in the moment just before emergence. The danger here is distraction. Noise dulls sensitivity. Overthinking clouds simplicity. You do not need 10 confirmations. You need one clear response. The heart that hesitates too long begins to rationalize retreat. But heaven is not asking for a perfect plan. It is asking for availability. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 32, verse 8, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Notice the posture here. Instruction is promised. Guidance is assured. But movement is assumed. Teaching happens along the way, not before the journey begins. This window is mercy because it arrives before consequence, before exhaustion hardens into resignation, before compromise feels permanent. Heaven is intervening now because what lies ahead requires clarity, not confusion, authority, not hesitation. You are being aligned for something that cannot rest on a divided heart. Imagine a torch being lit in a dark corridor. The flame does not illuminate the entire passage at once, only the next few steps. But that is enough. Faith has always worked this way, step by step, light by light. Trust unfolding with movement. If you demand to see the whole path before moving, you will stay where you are. Some of you have been praying for change while resisting motion. But heaven responds to posture, not pressure. When you lean forward, doors respond. When you step, provision adjusts. You are not meant to understand everything. You are meant to obey what is clear. This is why this message matters enough to be shared. Not aggressively, not fearfully, but faithfully. There are others standing on the same bridge, doubting the nudge they feel. When you boldly like this message, you help it reach someone whose window is also opening. When you share it with intention, you become part of heaven's quiet network of redirection. And when you subscribe and stay connected, you are choosing consistency over randomness, alignment over noise. These are not algorithms alone. These are pathways. Each small action becomes a thread, weaving awareness through places you may never see. That is how light travels person to person, heart to heart, moment to moment. You are not pressured here. You are invited. The tone of heaven is steady, not frantic, loving, not demanding, but it is firm, because what you are stepping into requires decision. Windows do not close to punish, they close to preserve order. And the next season needs you awake, so stand still just long enough to listen. Then move. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, the bridge is stable, the timing is intentional, and the one who called you sees every step you are about to take. As you step forward, trust that grace moves with you. You are not walking alone across this bridge. Each step activates support you cannot yet see. What feels like a risk is actually alignment, and alignment always carries you exactly where you are meant to be. There comes a point where awareness alone is no longer enough. Insight without action turns heavy. Understanding without movement becomes frustration. This is the moment where heaven shifts from revealing to instructing. Not abstract ideas, but practical steps you can take in the middle of ordinary life. This is where severing begins, not dramatically, not violently, but intentionally. Severing does not mean erasing your past or hating what once sustained you. True severing is clean. It is conscious. It honors what was while refusing to carry it forward. Many people struggle here because they try to cut without closure. They rush the process, then wonder why emotional ties still pull at them. Heaven's way is slower, but stronger. Before anything is cut, gratitude must be acknowledged. This is not spiritual politeness, it is alignment. What you resist emotionally often retains power over you. What you honor correctly loses its grip. This is why the first instruction is simple but profound: Trian truok ki kat. Set aside 3 to 5 minutes. Not in public, not while distracted, somewhere quiet. Even if that quiet is your car or the edge of your bed. In that space, name out loud, if you can, the season, relationship, habit, or identity you are preparing to release. Then acknowledge what it gave you, not what it took, what it taught, what it protected you from, what it helped you survive. This might feel unnatural at first. Your mind will want to list the pain, but stay disciplined. Gratitude disarms resentment. You are not saying it was good forever. You are saying it had a role. When you thank a season, you close it with dignity, and dignity breaks unhealthy attachment. After gratitude comes honesty. Admit why it can no longer stay, not in dramatic language, but in truth. This no longer aligns. This is costing me clarity. This is keeping me small. Speak plainly. Heaven responds to clarity, not performance. Then comes the severing moment itself. This is not symbolic theater. It is a decision anchored in presence. Give it 5 to 7 minutes. Sit or stand with your body still. Breathe slowly. And then, in simple language, declare that this connection no longer has authority over your future. You are not asking permission. You are exercising stewardship. Severing is not about emotion leaving instantly. Feelings may linger. Memories may surface. That does not mean it failed. Severing is legal before it is emotional. Authority shifts first. Sensations follow later. Do not measure effectiveness by how you feel in the moment. Measure it by the clarity that comes afterward. In daily life, this might look like deleting a number you keep revisiting, declining a conversation that always pulls you backward, rearranging your environment so it no longer feeds the habit you are releasing. Small actions reinforce spiritual decisions. Without reinforcement, old patterns test the boundary. Old. This is where many people undo their own freedom. They declare release, then keep windows open just in case. But severing requires consistency. You do not keep checking the door you closed. You trust your decision. Trust is an action repeated. There is often fear here. Fear of emptiness, fear of loss, fear that cutting something familiar will leave a gap. But what you are creating is space. And space is not absence, it is invitation. Heaven fills what is cleared intentionally, not what is cluttered emotionally. The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 23, "You were bought at a price. Do not become slaves of human beings." This is not only about people, it is about patterns, expectations, versions of yourself that no longer fit. You are not meant to be owned by what you have outgrown. After severing, resist the urge to immediately replace. Sit with the space. Let it teach you. Stillness after cutting is where discernment sharpens. This is where you learn what peace feels like without noise. Many rush to fill the gap because silence feels unfamiliar. But silence is where new direction forms. In the days following, observe without judgment. Notice what tries to pull you back. Notice what feels lighter. Awareness without condemnation strengthens resolve. You are training your nervous system to accept freedom as normal. This practice is not meant to be done once in a lifetime. It is a discipline for transitions. Each time you step into a new level, something from the old level must be released. Growth always requires subtraction. Carrying everything forward only slows you down. If you are listening to this and recognizing exactly what needs to be severed, that recognition itself is readiness. Not everyone gets that clarity. You do because you are prepared to act on it. Even imperfect action breaks cycles more effectively than perfect intention. At the end of this moment, mark your decision. In the comments, write 144. Not as superstition, but as a marker. A way of saying, I have identified what must be released, and I am choosing clean separation. Numbers anchor memory. This one marks a turning. Severing done with gratitude creates peace, not regret. It does not make you smaller, it makes you available. And what comes next requires availability, not attachment. When you write 144, you are not performing a ritual or chasing a sign. You are marking a boundary. It is a conscious signal that separation has been chosen with clarity, not anger, and that you are ready to move forward unburdened. After severing comes silence. Not the empty silence of loss, but the intentional quiet that follows alignment. This is the phase many misunderstand. They expect immediate replacement, instant clarity, rapid acceleration. But heaven often works differently. What was cut created space, and space must settle before it can be filled wisely. This is where many become uneasy, because stillness exposes what noise once covered. You may notice that familiar urges no longer pull as strongly, yet nothing new has fully taken shape. This can feel disorienting. Your identity was partially tied to what you released, even if it was unhealthy. Now, without it, you are learning who you are without that attachment. This is not regression. This is recalibration. Think of a room after furniture has been removed. The emptiness feels strange at first. You are aware of echoes you never noticed. But this openness allows you to see the room clearly for the first time. You can now choose what belongs there intentionally, rather than arranging your life around what was already present. Severing gave you that room. During this phase, your discernment sharpens. You begin to notice subtle things, how certain conversations drain you, how certain environments agitate you, how certain thoughts no longer feel true. What once felt normal may now feel heavy. This is not judgment, it is sensitivity returning. When noise leaves, clarity enters quietly. You may also experience temptation to return, not because you want to, but because your nervous system recognizes familiarity. Familiarity feels safe, even when it is limiting. This is why discipline matters now. Not harsh discipline, but gentle consistency. Each time you choose not to return, you strengthen a new pathway. Freedom becomes learned behavior. This season asks for patience, not passivity. Patience is active trust. It is choosing not to rush what is forming. Heaven often waits until your appetite changes before releasing what is next. If something new arrived too quickly, you might cling to it the way you clung to what was released. God is teaching you how to hold things lightly. There is also grief here, and that is allowed. Even good separations can carry sadness. You are not grieving the thing itself, but the version of you that survived with it. Honor that grief without letting it pull you backward. Grief acknowledged becomes wisdom. Grief avoided becomes nostalgia. This is also the stage where internal authority grows. When you no longer outsource your peace to people, patterns, or outcomes, you begin to govern yourself differently. Your yes becomes cleaner. Your no becomes calmer. You are no longer negotiating your boundaries internally. They are simply present. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, speak directly into this phase. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewal is not instant replacement. It is gradual rewiring. Patterns are not broken by force alone, but by consistent new alignment. You may notice your desires changing. Things you once chased no longer excite you. This can feel like loss of passion, but it is actually refinement. Desire is becoming more precise. You are being trained to recognize what feeds your spirit versus what merely distracts it. This discernment will protect you in the next season. Another common experience here is solitude. Not loneliness, but selective quiet. You may feel less inclined to explain yourself, less interested in being understood by everyone. This is maturity forming. When identity stabilizes, it no longer needs constant validation. You are becoming rooted. Heaven uses this stage to recalibrate your inner compass. Without the old signals interfering, you begin to hear guidance more clearly. Not in dramatic commands, but in steady impressions. A sense of rightness, a sense of restraint. You learn to trust these signals because they are no longer competing with old attachments. This is also where humility deepens. You realize how much of your movement before was reactionary, responding to fear, approval, pressure. Now your actions come from choice. This does not make you slower, it makes you accurate. Accuracy saves time in the long run. There may be moments where you question whether severing was necessary. This is normal. When discomfort arises, the mind searches for familiar relief. But remember, discomfort is not danger. It is adjustment. Growth always disrupts equilibrium before establishing a new one. You are being prepared to carry something new without being owned by it. Whether it is responsibility, influence, provision, or visibility, it will require internal stability. That stability is built here, in quiet obedience, unseen consistency, and trust without applause. Do not rush this phase. Rushing is often a sign of fear that silence will reveal something unwanted. But what silence reveals now is strength. You are learning that you can exist without the old crutches. You can stand without leaning on what once defined you. This is the stage where heaven watches how you steward freedom. Freedom mishandled becomes another form of bondage. Freedom stewarded becomes authority. Authority is quiet. It does not announce itself. It simply holds. What is forming in you now will outlast excitement. It will sustain you when emotion fades. And when movement resumes fully, you will move differently, not driven, not desperate, not reactive, but anchored. This is not a pause before life resumes. This is life recalibrating. And when the next door opens, you will recognize it not by urgency, but by peace. You are not crossing into the next season as someone searching anymore. You are arriving as someone who has been refined. The weight you carry now is different. It is quieter, steadier, less eager to prove and more prepared to hold. This is how crowns are worn, not loudly but responsibly. What once felt like striving has softened into readiness. Think of a torchbearer standing at the edge of dawn. The night has not fully lifted, yet darkness no longer dominates. The flame is no longer needed to fight shadows. It is needed to guide others forward. You are stepping into that role, not because you demanded it, but because you endured what was required to carry light without being consumed by it. You have learned how to walk without applause. You have learned how to wait without resentment. You have learned how to release without bitterness. These are not small lessons. They are the foundations of authority. Many desire influence, but few can carry it without losing themselves. Heaven trusts you now because you have been trained in restraint. The future you are entering will not always feel dramatic. Some days it will feel ordinary, but do not confuse ordinary with insignificant. Seeds grow quietly. Rivers carve canyons patiently. The most powerful forces move without spectacle. Your impact will be measured not by noise, but by depth. There will be moments ahead when old voices try to return, voices of doubt, comparison, urgency. They will question whether you are doing enough, moving fast enough, being seen enough. Remember, this peace is not passive. Peace is alignment maintained over time. You no longer need to chase validation when your direction is clear. You are not being released into perfection. You are being released into stewardship. You will still learn. You will still adjust. but you will do so from a place of grounded identity, not fragile ambition. That is the difference between building something temporary and carrying something eternal. There is a responsibility that comes with clarity. When you see more, you are accountable for how you respond, not with fear, but with faithfulness. You now understand that obedience is not about intensity, it is about consistency. Small faithful steps compound into lasting legacy. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." Light does not argue with darkness. It simply exists. And existence alone changes the landscape. You do not need to announce your becoming. Those who are meant to recognize it will. Others may misunderstand or overlook you. That is not your concern. Your concern is alignment. When alignment is intact, influence follows naturally. The next season will ask you to share what you carry, not always through words, but through presence, through choices, through boundaries, through the calm confidence of someone who knows who they are and who they serve. You will notice people leaning in, not because you are loud, but because you are steady. This is why connection matters. Not obligation, not pressure, but shared light. When one torch joins another, the path becomes clearer for everyone. If walking this journey together feels right to you, then gently place your mark of agreement by liking this message, the way one traveler nods to another on the road. If someone you love is still wandering in their own quiet night, share this flame with them, not as correction, but as companionship. And if you sense a desire to stay near this stream of guidance, choose to remain by subscribing, the way you would return to a familiar fire for warmth and direction. These are not commands, they are invitations. Invitations are powerful because they honor free will. Before you step fully forward, leave a final trace of intention. In the comments, write "I walk in light," not as a declaration of arrival, but as a commitment to direction. Light is not a destination, it is a way of walking. When you name it, you remind yourself of how you intend to move. You are not here by accident. You were never meant to wander forever. The urgency that once pressed you has now shaped you. What remains is clarity, courage, and quiet authority. Walk forward now, not hurried, not hesitant, just aligned. You do not need to look back to confirm what has already changed. The ground beneath your feet is different now. What once pulled at you has lost its grip, and what once confused you has grown quiet. This calm is not emptiness. It is strength settling into place. There will be days when nothing dramatic happens, and those days matter more than you think. Faithfulness is built in ordinary moments, not highlights. Each steady choice you make reinforces the new direction you have chosen, teaching your spirit that alignment is now your default. If uncertainty returns, do not panic. Let it pass through without control. You are no longer governed by every question that arises. You have learned how to move without complete certainty, trusting that guidance meets you step by step, exactly where you are. Carry this forward gently. You are not proving anything anymore. You are simply living from what has been revealed, and as you do, others will find courage to follow their own quiet calling, simply by watching how calmly you walk. And now, there is nothing more that needs to be forced. What has been said has already settled where it needed to settle. Some words may have passed by lightly. Others may have stayed with you, lingering quietly, returning to you even as you look away. That is enough. Messages like this are not meant to be consumed all at once. They are meant to be carried gently, unfolded over time. If something here strengthened you, steadied you, or helped you see your own path with a little more clarity, you are free to let it travel onward, not as an obligation, not as a broadcast, but as an offering. Sometimes sharing is simply a way of saying, "This helped me breathe more easily," and allowing someone else the same space. And if you choose not to share, that is just as whole. You do not owe this moment anything. What matters is what you keep. A sentence, an image, a quiet realization. Hold on to whatever touched you, not tightly, but faithfully. Let it walk with you into ordinary moments where real change always happens. There is no pressure to feel different immediately, no requirement to have everything resolved. Growth often begins invisibly, like a shift in posture rather than a leap forward. Trust that what was meant for you has already found its place. You are allowed to return to this later or not at all. You are allowed to take only what nourishes you and leave the rest behind. That, too, is wisdom. So walk on gently, let life continue. And if, somewhere along the way, these words resurface and offer quiet support, then they have done what they were meant to do.